Good morning. How are you? No storm, including the one that is about to bear down on us, can shake our inmost calm. Maybe. Would you just breathe with me for a moment and be present where you are, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you breathe in, bring your shoulders up to your ears. And as you breathe out, drop them down and give them a loose shake. One more. Bring them all the way up as you inhale through your nose. And drop them down as you exhale. It is good to be with you this morning. My name is Tivvi. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the executive director of Horton Center. How many of y'all have been to or heard of Horton Center? Awesome. If you haven't been there yet, I invite you to come up sometime soon. Located on top of 2,404-foot Pine Mountain in Gorham, New Hampshire, Horton Center is the outdoor ministry site of the New Hampshire Conference of the United Church of Christ.
Aim over that way.
And you can just picture a mountain. Then you know what it looks like. It's okay if not. It looks like this. Oh, there it is. Okay, lovely. That's okay. That's all right. No problem. I'll send them to you later, and you can look at them from the comfort of your couch. Awesome. Youth come to summer camp sessions at Horton Center to make new friends, to experience the wonder and joy of time spent in nature, and to explore what matters to them, what their faith looks like and what it feels like. Adults and intergenerational groups come to the retreats to unplug and to relax and to have their own fun too. At Horton Center, we believe that your authentic self is worth celebrating. We believe everyone's faith journey is important and valid. We believe that time spent away from devices in the beauty of nature is critical for people of all ages. And we believe that camp is the perfect place to develop leadership and stewardship skills, no matter how old you are. As the executive director of Horton Center, I get to invite a lot of people to come to camp. I spend most Sundays during the off-season traveling to UCC churches around the state to share about the ministry of Horton Center. At visits like this one, I invite people of all ages with all different gifts to come to the mountain for their own transformative experience in our thin place, a place where the divide between us and what is holy seems thinner somehow. I invite people a lot. I invite churches, campers, staff, and volunteers in person. I invite them by email, by text, by Zoom meeting, and by phone call. During the off-season, a huge part of a camp director's job is to invite. There are always tons of workshops going on this time of year for directors, offering tips and tricks for marketing your camp to get people to sign up. They talk about making appealing social media posts, informative flyers, pretty postcards, eye-catching videos. 10 things camper families want to see on your website. Perfect your camp pitch with these 3 simple tips. How to write an easy-to-read email that people will actually click on. And you know what they say a good open rate for that email you wrote is? Do you have a guess? The average open rate of an email. 21.33%. So if a quarter of the people that you email just click on it, you are above average. But you know whose open rate would have blown that statistic out of the water? Jesus Christ. Matthew tells us that Jesus is out walking along the Sea of Galilee when he calls out to 2 men in a boat. He says 10 words to them, and they drop everything they're doing to follow him. 100% success rate. At this rate, if Jesus sent an email out asking for help with an upcoming event, say a potluck, not only would 100% of the recipients have opened the email, but every single person would have responded asking what they could do to contribute. What could they do to help? I'll tell you what, camp directors would have flocked to Jesus' workshop. I can picture it now. 3 tips for really hooking your audience. Oh, thank you for groaning. Jesus is a phenomenal inviter. He calls us to follow in his footsteps so that we may live in ways that center love, peacemaking, and justice. In today's scripture passage, Matthew describes the calling of the first disciples. As Jesus walks along the Sea of Galilee, he pauses, and perhaps if the sun was shining brightly, he holds his hand over his brow to watch two men in a boat casting a net out into the waters. In the time of Jesus, circular nets like the one described in this passage were made of linen and often measured 25 feet in diameter. Fishermen worked long, hard hours, both day and night, when the fish couldn't see the nets, casting and hauling heavy nets, constantly mending tears in nets, replacing weights and corks as needed, and cleaning and selling the fish that they decided to keep. What was it about these fishermen that made Jesus call out to them? What gifts were on their gift bags? Perhaps Jesus knew that they were strong and they had great physical endurance. Maybe it was their handiwork with net repairs and cleaning fish. Mayhaps it was the mental and emotional fortitude fishing had taught them, patience, trust, and hope. Whatever it was, Jesus calls first to Simon, known as Peter, and Andrew, and then to James and John to follow him. They each in turn drop what it is that they're in the middle of and do as Jesus says. James and John even leave their father Zebedee stranded in the boat, or I imagine that he was. I hope they left the oars for him. And the four of them, Simon, Andrew, James, and John, go with Jesus to become fishers of people. So how does Jesus do it? What might be his 3 tips for hooking an audience? What can we glean from his example about how to invite others to walk with us in a journey of faith? Tip number 1. Firstly, I think it's important to point out that Jesus doesn't send an email. He doesn't have a flashy poster hanging in the local store window that you can tear little slips off with his phone number on it. He goes to the Sea of Galilee himself. He calls out to Simon and Andrew himself. He's actually there in person. Perhaps rule number 1 is to just be present. Rule number 2, Jesus goes to where the people are. He was on the search for fishermen, so he goes to where the fishermen will be, down by the sea. And third, Jesus offers them an invitation they can't pass up. He doesn't go to fishermen and tell them that they will be carpenters of people. He doesn't tell them that they will be potters of people. He tells them, the fishermen, that they will fish for people. Jesus' invitation is to come as you are, to bring your whole self, your skills, your talents, and your weaknesses too, and to use your gifts for a great purpose. Rule number 3, invite the whole person. I think what makes camp so special is similar to what makes Jesus' call to disciples so successful. If rule number 1 is to be present, well, then camp is the perfect place. Camp is an in-person experience. There's nothing virtual, artificial, or asynchronous about it. It's about being present right where you are. When we hike up to Chapel Rock for an evening Vespers service, I always like to start with an invitation to just breathe, to take in the beauty of the surroundings, tree-covered mountains and valleys as far as the eye can see, to feel the breeze blowing, to smell the rich earth, to sense the love in and around you, present in new friends, caring counselors, fun staff, and supportive deans. Time spent at camp allows us to be aware of ourselves in ways we might not have before or just might not have had time to in a long while. It is a place where we learn about ourselves. What makes me a good friend? What values are important to me? What difference can I make in the world? When we take time to be present, we become more aware of God's presence in our own lives. Be present. Number 2, meet people where they are. Just like how Jesus goes to the Sea of Galilee because that is where his future disciples are, Horton Center has a way of meeting you right where you are. Whether you're a first-time camper feeling nervous about sleeping away from home for the first time, or you're a 40th time camper, there are always new things to experience, lessons to learn, and relationships to build deeper. Whether you're a youth camper looking for a big adventure on the rock climbs or down the river in your canoe, or a retreat camper looking to just work on that sewing project you've been putting off for months, camp is a place that we can come away feeling like our cup has been filled. Not only does camp sometimes meet us where we are, but camp is a holy place that sometimes shows us where we might go next. I don't have any statistics to back this up, but I think we should do some research in the New Hampshire Conference alone. But when asked where they first experienced a call to serve in ministry, a significant portion, perhaps more than half, of clergy and lay leaders say that it happened at church camp. Yesterday afternoon, I got home from 5 days in Pittsburgh at a Christian educators conference. I sat at a table with my fellow UCC faith formation leaders, most of whom are ordained clergy in the plenary hall. And one by one, they each shared about their story of impact. Where had they been influenced? Where did they experience their call? And almost everyone at that table had some kind of outdoor ministries experience where they felt it for the first time. Number 2, meet people where they are. Number 3, and I love this one, the third rule of Jesus' invitation. He invites fishermen to do what they do best, to fish, but for people. At camp, we ask people to do what they do best, to just be their authentic selves. We get to know who you are, what are your gifts and strengths, and when we find out what your gifts and strengths are, we get to shine a spotlight on them, because you make our whole community better when your gifts are uplifted. Kyle, a summer staff member, also happens to be on the New England College soccer team. Kyle's strengths of teamwork and leadership made him such a valuable part of our camp staff crew. Paige, a great dean of senior high camp, has an incredible talent, I don't know if you know this, for creating escape cabins, like escape rooms, solely based on our summer curriculum. And they've been enjoyed by many, many campers for 2 summers in a row. Ray, a first-time camper at Horton Center, loves to tell funny jokes, often at the most inappropriate moment. So he made the perfect MC of the talent show, keeping us laughing in between each performance. When we are lifted up and given a place to shine, we can begin imagining how our gifts might be used for a great purpose in the world. It becomes apparent that our skills on the soccer field, our creative thinking, our senses of humor have the power to make a positive difference. After a week of camp, we must all go out from the mountain, but Horton Center sends you out changed. If camp is the place where we find out we're really good at fishing, it sends us out with the charge to use those skills for a purpose that is huge, perhaps to fish for people. Like Jesus' invitation to drop everything and to follow him, going away to Horton Center offers us the chance to stop what we're used to doing, to put down those heavy, heavy nets, whatever forms they take. You can put down that jam-packed schedule. You can leave your phone, your tablet, your laptop. At camp, you can put a pause on worrying about the world to be present in God's creation. When Horton Center fishes for people, we are inviting people to experience what may be a new way of living for them, a way of living rooted in love, faithfulness, and justice. Horton Center offers to meet us where we are. Horton Center is a place to be present with ourselves and with God. Horton Center is a place where we share God's love by celebrating and uplifting the uniqueness of everyone in our community. Our nets are cast wide in an extravagant welcome to all. I hope you'll consider coming up the mountain as a camper, retreat goer, or a volunteer to share your gifts and to experience the amazing transformative power of outdoor ministry. You are very much invited, and I hope you'll open the email if you receive one. And now we're going to sing a camp song, which means that I would like to ask you to rise if you are able. And you don't need to have anything in your hands because we won't be patting our legs and clapping, but we will be doing hand motions and clapping. So if you are able, in body or spirit would you rise? There are going to be 5 verses to We Come From the Mountain, and the first of which is about the mountain. Oh, look, you all look like Pine Mountain. Perfect. The second verse is about the water. Sometimes we journey off the mountain to go swimming in the Peabody River or canoeing down the Androscoggin. The third verse is about the fire. Every first night of camp, we gather around a campfire, and it burns, and you can imagine the little kernels of light that pop off it as we sing silly songs and get to know each other, and of course, cover our faces in marshmallow and chocolate. And then the fourth verse is about the sky. And when you go to camp, I hope you'll come up to Pinkham Ledge and maybe even try sleeping out under the stars, because the view of the Milky Way galaxy is stunning. As soon as you get to the fifth verse, you put it all together, and as you were starting to get into the rhythm of things, it's going to just throw you for a loop. So the only rule is make mistakes, keep singing, and smile. Perfect. The words to the first verse are, we come from the mountain, we come from the mountain, go back to the mountain, and turn the world around. We come from the mountain, go back to the mountain, and turn the world around. Mountain, water, fire, sky, fifth verse, chaos. You got it. If you remember to say go out from the mountain and turn the world around at the very end, I'll give you $1. Okay, here we go. I only have $4, so because who carries cash? Here we go. We come from the mountain, we come from the mountain, go back to the mountain and turn the world around. We come from the mountain, go back to the mountain and turn the world around. We come from the water, we come from the water, go back to the water and turn the world around. We come from the water, go back to the water and turn the world around. We come from the fire, we come from the fire, go back to the fire and turn the world around. We come from the fire, go back to the fire and turn the world around. We come from the sky, we come from the sky, go back to the sky and turn the world around. We come from the sky, go back to the sky and turn the world around. We come from the mountain, we come from the water, go back to the fire and turn the world around. We come from the sky, go out from the mountain and turn the world around. Turn the world around, turn the world around. Perfect. $4 was enough, I think.
Friends, one of the fascinating facts that Tivvi shared with us at the conference annual meeting is, you want to guess what the largest group of new campers was this last summer? It was adults. Yeah, adults who took advantage of, there's a men's retreat for fly fishing and a women's retreat and a camp retreat, and we're looking right now to find out about doing our own combined camp church retreat next summer, so lots of chances.